Hi folks, this is Raybo, and hopefully this will be a quick video. I'm going to get right to the point. Several people have asked me in previous videos what environmental mods I'm using for the green landscape in Fallout 4, and am long overdue in answering that question and doing a quick video for you guys. So I'm going to show you. Really it comes down to two mods. And I don't run any all-in-one textures except for these. I don't run any ENB, and I don't run any weather mods. So when you see this in game, just kind of be aware that that's kind of a personal choice. It isn't, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are running mods like that and you're very happy with them. There's always a trade-off in Fallout 4 for all those extras and performance. So this is kind of a minimal green setup to maximize performance. And I have a very powerful rig, but what I've noticed is I'm also a huge Sim Settlements fanboy. And so I like to keep the performance up because, you know, at some point with all the plots and settlers and things I'm going to add with other parts of the game, quest mods, that performance is going to take a hit. I typically run about 400 to 500 mods in any playthrough, so that's a lot of mods, and so I need to keep some things in check. So really all I use is Fallout 4 Seasons, and I can change it for whatever season I want, and I overwrite it with Boston Natural Surroundings, trees only. And it isn't because Silver Fox does a fantastic job with every version of Boston Natural Surroundings. I just have a tendency to like some of the leafy trees spread out in Fallout 4. And I think the most performance friendly that I've ever found is Frog Princess's Seasons. So the trade-off here is I let the Boston Natural Surroundings overwrite Seasons, and that's pretty much it. So before we go in game and take a look at this, let's take a look at the other mods I'm running with that. And of course it's Fallout 4 Seasons. I use autumn and whatever. Right now I'm using the summer all in one. Boston Natural Surroundings, I'm using the trees only. I'm not using the weathers. I have it downloaded, but I haven't tested it yet. The other little mods that I kind of use to support it, one that I absolutely love is xrayys d.A.R.R.Y.L. And what I do here is, because I usually run autumn, I like the red, but the red adds a really nice contrast to the game. So that's all I use. And even though I have a 4K monitor, like I said, I'm trying to keep the textures down a bit. So I just use the 2K and it looks fantastic. In order to manipulate some of the trees in my settlements, I don't like how some of the natural placement is. Of course, I use place everywhere. I'm sure many of the Sim Settlements folks will be very familiar with that. The other next two mods are very critical that I kind of explain them and say, they're critical to performance. If you want to have a chance at a stable save in Fallout 4, there's really only two cleaning mods I recommend. It's Raze My Settlement by Whisper, and it allows you to run a scrap script out of Workshop Framework, and it cleans up the settlement. Clean My Settlement, which lets you take out some of these brambles and other things that come up underneath the foundations of your plots. An honorable mention here that I used for a very long time before Whisper came out with Clean My Settlement is Amber's mod here with, I should have had it right here. And it is a non-ESP, non-plug-in type of, it's just a texture replacer, and it removes and it doesn't remove them, it just turns the textures invisible. So this is another mod that's just absolutely fantastic for performance. So if Whispers mod was a little too much for you, this is literally a mod that anyone can put in their game and not hinder performance, and does a fantastic job. The other two things is, I know there's tons of bridge mods out there, and there's two bridge mods that I use in all my videos. And it's either this one, which is the Rickety Restored Sanctuary Bridge, and King Gath is the one that kind of turned me on to this one, because he likes the older Rickety versions of them. The one I'm using currently is another Sanctuary bridge by Neo's. I'll let you guys look at that, but here's the mod page and here's the author's name. I like it because it's kind of beat up, but the NPCs pass really well over it. I can use it with a diversity of other mods, and it doesn't... sometimes when you run overhauls, which I typically do in Sanctuary and Red Rocket, that if you don't synchronize the two, you can get all kinds... They're almost like treated like one settlement in some cases if the nav mesh gets changed. So you got to be kind of careful which mod you use. This one works fantastic, so I highly recommend it. And then a hidden little gem that's in this video that I'll probably do another video on, and I've done videos from this author in the past, is Mad Dog Fargo's Cozy Player Home Settlements. And I think a lot of folks are missing this because they think it's maybe a transfer settlement blueprint, and that's part of it. But within that transfer settlement blueprint, there's an ESP, and it's a mod, and it really sets this, the original Sanctuary house up for a player home. Now, what I like about it is you can use the transfer settlement blueprint and bring stuff in. I'm a workshop framework guy, but this sets me up great with a nice clean location. I can put some internal plots in it. The pre-combines have been remastered, so it really it doesn't hurt my performance. So I have a 120 hertz monitor, and you'll see once I go in game with all these green mods, and even this at Sanctuary and Red Rocket, and there's several locations that he has here. And I have most of them installed in my current game just for the sake of using the mod attribute of the downloads here, the different locations. Not that I'm going to use the transfer settlement blueprint. I might try to use the transfer settlement blueprint in the future and bring in the transfer settlement blueprint and then try to make a workshop framework not layer, but layout off of that, and see how that goes. But as is, those are a couple of my recommendations, and let's go in game and take a quick look here. So it's still early game, and I wanted to get this video out before I put a bunch of plots in and get everything going. So
you look terrible.
Right now I have a skin on dog meat. I got Heather. I got Codsworth with a couple mods cleaning them up, and I got D.A.R.R.Y.L, which is a mod by Reginald that I've actually I'm really enjoying. So, but that's not the focus of this video. So in the distance there you can see the Mad Dog Fargo Sanctuary house, and we'll just run on over that and let you guys absorb the green mods. Because it's trees only for the seasons, I get all the grass and stuff from...
What have you been up to?
And as you can see, it looks very very nice and ready to go. It's the perfect early game little setup here. This is a radio from CVS. I think these are all CVS beanbags. And I'll do a bunch of stuff over here with CVS, his workshop mod, and this is one of his chairs. And let's find a tree here that I can show you guys that's still stuck in the ground. I think I've cleaned, oh, there's one right there. All right, so why I say it's kind of important for this setup for the having place everywhere is you see how this tree's stuck in the ground? It kind of bums me out. So I just select it, hit E, and then the tree comes out of the ground and is no longer a bush. And that's how you get these trees kind of set up, not looking like a bush anymore. This one here is kind of hard to get out, and I might have to, oh, see if I can get that now. Of course, I'd be doing a video. Couldn't believe I got it actually. Didn't expect it to highlight there. Okay. There we go. So we go from bush to tree. And that's the main thing on this is with that setup of those two mods, some of the trees are stuck in the ground. Mostly in Sanctuary. The other settlements seem to handle it much better. And let's kind of get out here a little bit. Place everywhere also lets me fix that tree on the other side by the statue and stand it up. And same with the tree over here that's laying across the rocks. I can stand it up. Here's the bridge I was talking about. The NPCs travel across it just fine. And like I said, I'm running that settlement mod, the Mad Dog Fargo at Red Rocket. And oh, they're teleporting to me. I was trying to see if Heather would run. Oh, here comes Heather. Let's see if she runs to me or teleports. Looks like she teleported. Oh, oh well. Take my word for it. And the same thing goes for here, and this is just kind of a neat little walk. You can see the fantastic textures you get from the Boston natural surroundings. I actually, with this setup, have 3 mods that could affect this area. I also have Reginald's Red Rocket Basement, in addition to Mad Dog Fargo's. And I wish you guys could see my performance counter. That's one of the settlers from 3D NPC, Bob. I already have Pumpkin over there. But I'm getting 120 frames per second. And this is one of my favorite spots to measure that. And still getting 119, 120. So with all these green mods, all these settlement overhaul mods, I'm still getting my max FPS for my monitor. So take that for what it's worth. I have a pretty powerful system, but even when I was running on my older system, the performance was near as high as I could get it. You can see the different combinations of trees. It isn't a forest. A forest is a Discord only mod, green mod, but given I would say that this performance is on par or maybe just as good as a forest. I like it because it isn't quite as thick, and it has lets me change the seasons when I want, and the combination with the pine trees is just beautiful. And of course this is the season's grass and other things. This is the X-rays, different texture for the vines, and I do run a couple Luxor mods, just specific ones, not the all-in-ones, that do the hub flowers. I'm old, so it's hard for me to see them, and a couple of the other flowers that are used in the chem bench, just so I can see them better in game. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys, some possible mod choices. I have to just Mojave geckos. If you guys haven't tried that, you need to try it. It was fantastic. Even the initial clearing of Red Rocket here, I was surprised to not get mole rats like you've done for the last 6,000 hours. I got Mojave geckos, and they were a little tougher than the mole rats. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed just a very short video.
Hey, boy.
Let's see how these NPCs close it out with these NPCs crossing the bridge. Yeah, they're going just fine. Yep. And I think that these other dogs that you're seeing around are Creation Club dogs, and that's going to be one of my next videos to show you guys the crash to desktop at the start of the game that can happen with some of these Creation Club mods that probably are kind of confusing to a lot of users that don't have experience dealing with them. And that'll be one of my next videos, along with
I like to collect bobbleheads. They're really
a video.
cute.
I love Pumpkin.
Everything
Along
okay,
with a
boy?
video on how I basically set up my vortex groups to, it isn't drag and drop, but I think it's as close of a response to drag and drop as someone can get. And that's my green mod setup. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.